Hi everyone! Join us in creating this marble effect that you can apply to your bases and a variety of other projects. In this, we'll paint 4 unique marble tones. Our prime bases are ready, with temple basing beads and earth texture applied. The first color is a yellow tone, which you'll apply across the entire base. Since it's light, you'll need multiple coats. Allow each to dry before adding the next for full coverage. For the red marble, use various red tones. Start with the base color, then add splashes of other reds while it's still wet, to create tonal variation. For the jade-like marble, mix turquoise and green. Start with the green base, then blend in turquoise dots to create a smooth tone. Adjust the amount of each color for variety across your bases. For the white-gray marble, use a mix of pale grays and white. Blend the colors carefully to create soft auras. It may look messy at first, but once dry, it forms a beautiful marble effect. Once everything is dry, we'll start dry brushing. Use an off-white for the yellow, and be generous since the base only has one color. Build your dry brush gradually, covering the entire base. Start with a small amount of paint for better control and to create subtle highlights. Once you're finished, let the bases dry before moving on to the washes. For the yellow bases, we'll apply a brown wash first, then add reddish splashes for contrast. For the red, we'll add a reddish wash to the bases and splash some red ink dots on top. Following the same idea, cover the green bases with a dark green wash, then add blue in selected areas. Finally, apply a thin black wash to the white marble and splash dark brown wash in some areas. To enhance contrast on your beads, you can lightly dry brush the edges to highlight them. Now let's delve into the marble effect. You'll need 2 brushes, one for drawing lines and another for removing excess. Practice drawing lines on paper first. Draw an irregular line with one brush, then quickly use the other brush with water to gently wipe away excess paint, creating a thin line. If your lines are too thick, don't worry, you can thin them out with water to make them as thin as you want. You can remove most of the paint from some lines, but also leave some behind by dragging it to create a transparent aura. Use a paper towel to wipe the brush while removing excess paint with water, and a wet palette to prevent your paint from drying, thinning it slightly for easier line drawing. Make sure your water brush stays wet and your paintbrush has fresh paint, avoiding letting it sit with old paint for too long. Searching for images of marble can provide inspiration. In drawing, irregular lines will help you achieve a more realistic look. This requires practice and patience, so take your time and work through it slowly. To add diversity, leave some lines stronger while making others fainter. Once you're happy, add some glazes to unify the look and enhance consistency. Use your wet palette for this, thinning your paints until they're almost transparent, then slowly apply the glazes to each base. This will soften the lines, blending them into a more cohesive marble effect. For the white marble, add some dots of sepia wash to achieve the yellow tone characteristic of this type of marble. Adding a gloss varnish to your tiles is optional, based on your preference. If you want to create an ambience or theme, add pigments to the earth areas to separate the ground from the bits. Then simply paint the borders. And they're done! To create a more immersive environment, feel free to add tufts or plants of your choice to match the theme you're aiming for. Thank you for watching and see you at our next video.